The dollar index has now fallen below $100, and this is having an effect on other forex pairs, notably the US dollar Japanese yen, which we're also going to cover. So let's take a deep dive and analyze the dollar index and the US dollar Japanese yen. So this is the 3-screen setup. The top left-hand chart is the monthly time frame. The top right-hand chart is the weekly, and the bottom chart along the bottom is the daily. And we have the trend filter colors on the weekly and the daily. So green, bullish, red, bearish, and gray when we're seeing a correction or an area of consolidation. So I'm going to open up the monthly time frame for the dollar index, and we can see the dollar saw some good growth back in June 2022 as it crossed this major resistance at $104. It moved all the way up until September 2022, when it reached a high of $114. Then we saw a decline, which first of all started off appearing as a correction, but price continued to decline as we went into November and also December 2022. Then price re-entered this wide area of consolidation. Now I'm just going to highlight this zone here. So this is a area of consolidation. Price was previously in when it broke out, but then returned back into this area towards the end of last year and has remained in this zone for the majority of this year. We did see potential here. If you look at this candle for February this year, price did actually break out and it did appear to show signs of strength for a continuation, but then the following month we had another decline into consolidation, and then we had this bearish candle in April this year. We had a bullish month in May where another attempt was made at resistance, but June and July have been bearish months. And if we look closely at price, just going to draw a horizontal line so we see this clearly, so around the $100 rounds number. So price has now dipped below $100. If it closes below this level by the end of the month, then we may see further weakness. But if we see some buying taking place and price closes above this level, then it should use this area as a strong level of support, and we may see another attempt at breaking out of consolidation. But right now, based on the weekly time frame, we are seeing some weakness in the dollar index, and we're likely to see further weakness if we don't have a close above this support level. Going over to the weekly time frame, we can see the last week's candle was bearish, and so far this week a very small candle because we're at the start of the week, but this candle has a red trend filter right now. We can see the weakness that was displayed here from September 2022, where price formed this pattern of lower lows and lower highs. Price is below this 50 simple moving average, the orange line, but above the 200. So this may act as a level of support if we continue to see a decline, and price may come down to this level and bounce from this level. As we saw back here in January 2022, price pulled back to the 200 simple moving average, and then we saw this rally. So let's see what the daily time frame looks like. Price is below the 20, the 50, and the 200 simple moving averages, and very steep move over the last few days. And this is where we saw a decline below $100. Price appears to have found some form of support and is starting to show small signs of strength. It may come up to the $100, use this level as resistance, and fail to break through and continue to decline. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. Something else that could happen is price could come up to this previous support level. So this is support from February 2023. Price could come up to this level, find resistance. If it doesn't find resistance at $100, it may find resistance here and then continue to decline. So we'll have to, again, wait and see how this plays out. If we continue to see a pattern of lower lows and lower highs, then we're in store for further weakness. But if we see a move above $100 and a move above this resistance level, then that will be early indication of a potential continuation to the upside. So definitely want to keep an eye on the dollar index over the next few weeks. So let's have a look at the US dollar Japanese yen. So the US dollar Japanese yen has also been looking bearish for July. We see this bearish candle here. Price has now declined below the low of last month, but there appears to be some buying. So there's a wick below the candle. So maybe price has found support. We will see that clearly on the lower time frame. Price may have found support, and we may start to see a bounce back to the upside because the prior move was bullish. So if you look at this candle in March 2022, price continued to be bullish up until October 2022, where it reached a high of 151.94. Then we saw a decline, a correction here. We had a reversal candle in January this year. It appeared that we were going to see a continuation of this previous bullish move, but then price moved up, and this month we are seeing a decline. We could still see a potential move towards this level here, so last year's high, which is the high formed from October 2022, as long as price is able to find strong support on the lower time frame. So let's have a look at the weekly. The weekly is displaying grey candles. So remember, grey indicates a correction or area of consolidation, and price is now pulled back to the weekly 50 simple moving average, and we had a wick below last week's candle. So price bounced from this level of support, and we are now looking for a continuation to the upside. So let's see how this week plays out. If we see further moves below the 50 simple moving average, and also if we see a close below this by the end of the week, then we may be in store for further weakness. But if we see price remain above the 50, then we're likely to see a continuation to the upside. On the daily time frame, the trend filter is red. Price declined, as you can see, this steep move over the last few days below the 20 and the 50 simple moving averages, but has now found support at the 200 simple moving average. So if we go back to the weekly, price has found support at the weekly 50 simple moving average, and on the daily, price has come close, not exactly touched it, but come close to the 200 simple moving average, where it's currently finding support. So this is also, if I just draw a line from this high, so this is the high from March the 8th. Price has also found support not only at around the 200 simple moving average, but this previous resistance, which is now support. So if we see a bounce from here, we're likely to see a continuation, because this is a cluster of support, so a stronger level than just one support around this zone, and reinforces this as being a support base that could force price back to the upside. So definitely you want to keep an eye on the US dollar Japanese yen along with the dollar index, because if we see a continuation to the upside, we could see price form a rally and present potential long opportunities in this forex pair. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification icon so that you can catch all of our timely videos as soon as they are released. I'll see you all on the next video.